So now is a very exciting time to be studying pre and perinatal psychology. Lots of therapies are integrating together, and it's a great time to be a student. Historically, in pre and perinatal psychology, right now we're entering into a wonderful phase of our development where we're very integrated, or integrating. And we stand on the shoulders of some really amazing pioneers. So it's important for people to know that if they're listening to this, that I stand on the shoulders of some magnificent pioneers, including David Chamberlain and Thomas Verney, William Emerson, Stan Groff, Ray Castellino, Myrna Martin. All these people have had an influence on this segment, on positive imprints. So I really wanted just to take a moment and say that. And some of the things that I'm going to say today are directly from the teachings of Ray Castellino and Myrna Martin. And the next thing to say is about this integrated phase, because right now is a very exciting time to be studying pre and perinatal psychology. We have a lot coming together. And whereas before you could see distinct parts of our history where there's a psychoanalytic phase and there are the pioneers that move forward with their models, right now so many people are picking up on what early trauma is, what it looks like, and how to work with it. So I know that there are different parts of the history that are on our website within the classroom, but I also wanted to say that right now it's just a very exciting time to be studying pre and perinatal psychology. And the reason why I wanted to talk today with you is that I really think it's important that we think about the positive imprints that come from this early primal period. That's the focus of prenatal and perinatal psychology. And previous to now, a lot of what we know about the prenatal period and the birth and the first year of life came from studying difficulties and overwhelms and basically trauma that came from that period. And we tended to organize around that. But the more integrated work really shows that we have a positive place that we can go to. And in fact, we call it the health in the system. This word, health in the system, it comes from osteopathy. It comes from the work of A.T. Still and the work of William Sutherland. And osteopaths and people who began to study how we developed in utero and how we came into form essentially was very much influenced by a fluid system in our body. And that like the seed that grows the plant or the acorn that grows the tree, this early period, there's just a bit of mystery that comes in, like this original place, this original instructions of how we develop. So there's mystery in creation, and we can always plug into that. And there's always a health that's there, that's a positive. And then we get layered on with experience. So I just wanted to name those positive early imprints that can come in. And this is when we are welcoming babies, and it's part of being a conscious parent and consciously conceiving and consciously being with children while they're growing, because that surround around a child, whether it's the family or in utero, you can embody these healthy imprints. It's really important. So what babies really want to know is, am I wanted? Am I welcome? Do I belong? Am I safe? Am I protected? Am I seen? Am I felt? Am I heard? And these are all imprints that you can begin to embody as a mother, as a father, as a parent when your baby is in utero. And basically what children need and babies need and actually humans need is the four basic things. Safety, protection, love, and accurate reflection. And a lot of times when I'm with a mom or I'm with somebody that comes to see me and I name these things, there's a definite pause, like, what? Because a lot of us don't get that. But there are ways that you can lean into this once you know what they feel like and what they look like. So I think in particular the one that tends to get confusing for people was accurate reflection. And these are things that we can teach people how to be with if it's a mystery to them, because often we haven't seen these things modeled for ourselves. So these positive imprints can be felt in the now, and we can orient to those. And in fact, we can probably find places in our history, for those of us who are working on our trauma from as an adult, that we can orient to as well. And it takes some practice, but what I really find is that humans tend to organize around an experience. And a lot of us have, until now, organized around our trauma. It's really easy to do because it was overwhelming, and the sensation of being with that is more forward in our experience. But with a little bit of help, you can find those positive places. And the final thing I'll say is that even though overwhelming things happen, no matter what has happened, no matter how difficult our experience, I'm betting that there is a positive place that we can find in our history. And the story I like to tell around that comes from a man named Michael Trout, who has the Infant Parent Institute in Chicago, near Chicago. And he tells a story of being a young man doing home visits. He was trained to do home visits as a social worker, I think. And there's this one family that he worked with where the young woman who was a parent was really overwhelmed and having a hard time with her kids. And working with her, they began to look into her history, which was really difficult, and found that there was somebody there who she felt loved by. And her name was Aunt Rosie. And she felt, again, even as an adult, that place where she was held and rocked and loved by this woman in her life. It was not her mother or her father. But that feeling of feeling loved came back into her body and allowed her to shift and be in better relationship with her children and herself. So this story is called Searching for Aunt Rosie. It's part of Michael Trout's book, I think, on his website. And I think that we can do that for ourselves as parents, as community, as healthcare providers, helping our clients find these healthy, positive places, embodying them, and then being that way with our children and their children, and ending up a positive place in our development.